Hello, this is Leo Kormanik with Ohio Sports Chiropractic. Today we're going to be talking about posterior tib injuries or posterior tibial tendonitis injuries. This is a muscle that goes along the inner part of the shin here, goes down into the foot and ankle, and what it mainly does is when you're landing, it mainly controls or prevents you from internally rotating and overly pronating or overpronating. So this muscle is very important. It's also important with chronic Achilles issues, plantar fascia issues, or shin splints, or even peroneal tendonitis issues. This muscle is very involved, and so we need to teach you how to strengthen it. So it's a muscle that's not very strong, but it's designed to have a very low, but be able to do with a lot of reps. So the exercises we're going to do, we advocate on this one 2 sets of 30 reps. So a lot of reps, but it's a very low load exercise. So what you're going to do, so first is you're going to get like a tennis ball or like a racket ball or something soft, and you're essentially going to put that in between your heels here. And then you're going to actively kind of have your toes pointing out about 8 to 12 degrees, or your foot pointing out about 8 to 12 degrees. And you're going to actively squeeze the ball with your heels, just on ground level here. And then what you're going to do is as you're squeezing the ball in between your heels, you're going to raise up, which will then overly activate the posterior tib here. And then lower. And you're going to go at kind of a medium pace. You don't want to go too fast, but you kind of want to go at a medium pace, so about 2 to 3 seconds per rep. And like I said, you're going to get upwards of 30 reps on this. So it's a lot of reps, but you're not going to really get too fatigued because the muscle is designed to handle a lot of reps. But again, while you're lifting, you're going to actively squeeze the ball right between your heels. And that's it. Okay, so this is the second exercise for the posterior tibial tendonitis issues, or to train the post-tib. Again, it's a muscle that goes along the inner part of the leg here down into the ankle. So what you're going to do is, so you're going to get a band and you're going to apply some resistance. We're going to have Zach show the exercise here. So first, we're going to scoot back just a little bit. So you want the band kind of flush with you here. You're going to lock out the elbow and shoulder so you're at 90 degrees here. And the right leg is the leg we're going to be working. So I'm going to have him get into the running man pose with the left leg. Perfect? So you want to have good angles here on the left leg. So he's bearing all his weight on the right. And what he's going to do, he's going to have to lock out his core, and he's really going to have to engage the right glute in addition to the right posterior tibial muscle. And he's going to hold everything stable here all through the core, and he's going to pivot on the right foot out. Perfect. And you can see the muscle kind of engaging in through here, and you can see the movements and the undulations in the foot to hold the stability. And then he's going to slowly bring it back to neutral. Now the key is slowly. Now the bringing it back to neutral is actually the exercise. So what you're going to do again, he's going to contract and bring it out. And then again, he's going to slowly bring it back to neutral. Now you might find that your hip on the leg that you're working the muscle, that your hip is actually activating a lot. And sometimes you might actually feel more pain or discomfort in your hip when you're doing this, but that just shows you the direct connection between the ankle and the hip. So it's not bad that that's happening. The more reps you do, the more you'll notice that. And again, this is key that and with this exercise, we're slowly bringing it back, causing an eccentric contraction through there. Okay, so this is the third exercise for the posterior tibial tendon exercises. And again, it's a muscle that lines the inside part of the shin here going into the foot. And so what you're going to do is you want to have the resistance be 45 degrees away from the forefoot. And again, you want to have the resistance along the forefoot, which will increase the lever against this muscle here. And the keys to this exercise, again, are the 45 degrees, pulling this way, pulling the foot out, and then having the resistance across the forefoot. The third thing is you want to be able to slide the foot into internal rotation here, the foot and shin into internal rotation, while keeping the heel planted. So the move is specifically so you're twisting essentially on the heel. The heel is completely planted and you're pivoting in. So you're going to do a couple sets of 15 on this one. And essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to do it over the course of 2 to 3 seconds. So it's kind of, you don't want to do it too quick, and you don't want to add too much resistance by doing it too slow. Now, if you didn't have this setup here, what you could do, and again, we're going to take this off here. So what you could do is you could wrap it around, so you could just take a typical band like this, just a nice stretch band. You could wrap it around the forefoot. Again, we want to have it around the forefoot. And say it was a little longer, you can maybe close it into a door so it's at about 45-degree angle up, or just possibly even just kind of setting it up somehow so that it's maybe anchored up this way, tying it to something like that, and then again you're going to sort of internally rotate it against resistance. And again, a couple sets of 15 on this one. And that's it. Okay, so this is the fourth exercise with the posterior tibial issues. Again, good for shin splints, plantar fasciitis, Achilles issues, peroneal issues, which is kind of some strains on the outer part of the leg. But again, the muscle we're working is right in through here. Very, very important with running, very important with stabilizing the arch and the inner part of the ankle while running and through the landing phase of running. So Zach's going to show us how we get into this exercise. So this is a very good one. So first what you're going to do is just have a regular band here, kind of medium strength. And then you're going to kind of split it in half. And then lay it flat on the floor. And then you're going to hold it down with the foot that you're not using. And then you're going to cross your leg over, and you're basically going to have the band right over, again, the forefoot here, because again, you want the leverage away from the arch. And then what you're going to do with the exercise is you're going to lift your foot up against the resistance here, activating that muscle right there. And again, you're holding the pressure down with the opposite foot here, and you're just sort of lifting it up. So it's a lot easier than it looks, and you'll immediately feel the strain right in through here, and kind of how you're working that muscle out. This is one where there's a pretty good load on it, so you only want to do about 10 reps. So you'll do a couple sets of about 10 reps, and again, this is daily as well to help get over this issue. And that's it. Okay, so this is the final exercise for the posterior tib issues. Again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to isolate and work the inner part of the foot and ankle. So essentially what you're going to be doing with this one, this is easy, you don't need any props for this one. Basically, you're just going to cross the leg over at a 45-degree angle, like you're doing a little forward lunge, but you're going at a 45-degree angle to the opposite side. And essentially what you're doing is you're going to slowly decelerate the landing of the foot and lower the leg. So go ahead and perform it, Zach. So essentially what you're doing is, yep, just like that. So the key is don't do this quickly. The point of this is to slowly balance out the landing of this, so you're helping to teach stability right in through here as you're landing with a lot of stress on the inner part of the ankle. So on this one, he's obviously working the right leg and the right post tib. And you don't need to go too low, but a pretty good descent should suffice. Okay, and on this one, you can get upwards of 15 reps on this. Just a couple sets of that should be fine. You can even work this into some other lunge exercises that you do, but this is a good one to isolate the inner foot and ankle, again, associated with posterior tibial injuries. And that's it.